do I take my pants off now or
what?
My name is Tyler DeGagne, and I made the music for Dead Air, and I'm going to show you how I did it, I guess. I think the hardest part of this film was actually doing the beginning, because the beginning, it's the opening, right? It's how do I set a scene for what the vibe is going to be. So creating the start of it, it started off as music, and then it kind of drifted into basically ambience. I figured from the beginning too, especially when you were telling me that it was a radio station, I wanted it to be some sort of guitar. From the very beginning, I knew right away that it was going to be guitar of some kind. Basically, from one of my libraries called Albion Solstice, it had this guitar-like thing where they're bowing cellos and violins, but they're doing it with distortion behind it, so you get a lot of feedback. So I just took basically a bunch of different feedback tracks and I just stacked them on top of each other. So it's all just feedback, right? And then I can bend it. So I just took controlled feedback and stacked it together. So if we listen to this track, and then I take this track, which is just another feedback but with violins. But again, I took basically a simple melody and I just said, okay, well, what's the most feedback version of that, where it's not even music, it just kind of sounds like noise, essentially, right? I was really inspired by Seether, the band Seether, funny enough, because on my 18th birthday, I went and saw Avenged Sevenfold and Seether and stuff in concert. Seether, at the end of their concert, he threw his guitar at the drum set, like just full volume, just tossed his guitar right into the drum, and it made the worst sound ever. But if for some reason I liked that sound, so when I thought about just feedback being like the ambience of the thing, I kind of just thought of Seether. How could I recreate the sound that he made, but also make it sound like music, not just abrupt, angry noise? I had this random idea halfway through making the film that every time Ronnie was a part of either the scene or talking or whatever, there was going to be some sort of trigger noise that was associated with Ronnie specifically. So I have this noise here that I took basically a woman screaming, and I had just manipulated the crap out of it so it sounds it sounds not like a scream anymore, but this is what it sounds like. Good. Every time Ronnie shows up, so if you watch the thing, so Ronnie's there, and then if I go further down the film, Ronnie's here. You know, he's not there, but something happened that he did that, right? Like Ronnie did that, so I put the noise there. I like it. It's good. And all it is just a literal woman screaming.
Yeah. Oh, that's what makes it cool, man.
I think the thing that because I went on and got like a royalty-free soundbite, basically. You know, it was called like "Woman Screaming in Forest." It was like something so silly. I think that's the funniest part about this bathroom scene for me, is the fact that this is me. So as the shadow goes over the window, I'm just going. Am I getting Marty and Ronnie mixed up?
You sure did.
Yes, so...
I forgot too, it's okay.
Yes, flip the names, please. Every time Marty was a part of... Lots of these things have tiny tweaks like that, and only I will ever know that. And like when we went and watched it at the Horrorfest, it was like... There was times where it was rumbling too much, and I was like, could have just put the equalize on bass just a little bit lower than that, just so it's not as rumbly. But like everyone else was just like, yay!
I think with Dead Air, I felt it the most.
Yeah. Oh,
like
yeah.
with every other one, like even the ones that won like a lot of awards, like damn, that one, like I think it really deserved the award. Oh shit! Speaking of,
oh my god!
Oh my goodness! I completely forgot. That would have been so sad. This piece of foam. Horrorfest 2024 Best Audio to Dead Air.
Yeah.
And this is for you, buddy.
Thank you.
You've earned this 100%.
Thanks. Oh yeah, did we say that we won an award? Oh yeah, we won an award. Yeah. So I should say I'm so new at doing this, right? Like this is something that I don't do. I used to be in metal bands, and I used to be in all these other like acoustic bands playing live shows and stuff. And I've always wanted to make video game music. I never thought I'd get into film though. Film was always something that I never really thought was possible, because I thought you had to be Hans Zimmer to do that. Well, you have to work from somewhere, right? So this is crazy. I couldn't even believe that we actually won this, because you know, being an artist, you're like, do I deserve this?
Yeah, totally, dude.
But still, it's like, it's unreal, man. First award I've ever won for something like this. So
yeah.
Justin decided that he was going to send me that photo right away, and I couldn't sleep that night. I was literally laying in bed, and when you sent me that picture, I was just like, what? Progressively moving forward, so it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, that's cool, dude.
And obviously it's showing, so
better believe it, buddy.
Oh yeah, zoom in. Yeah, and then this, I would say this is probably my favorite part, is the end of the film, because it's just got everything in it. I have a little bit of the Marty scream in there at the very beginning, just to kind of highlight that everything's calmed down, but it's still scary. I have a lot of like my evos going that I had at the very beginning. Lots of ambience. That's like the biggest thing with this, is that I wanted it to be ambient and focus on ambient, because he's the radio host. He plays like the actual music, right? So how can we make it where it's like Marty was doing that at one point, and now he's, you know, this ghoul, basically. How can we change it so that all the music is now just deformed in a way? That guitar chord that I had, I took the guitar chord and then I had reversed it, so it's just like the drum, it's kind of going into the impact instead. I wanted it to kind of just be like the guitar was his voice almost, right? Like he was screaming the distortion, right? So, and then all together, it's just so violent. I knew that the end was going to be so chaotic, like so much sound and stuff going on, but I didn't know how I wanted to actually end, like where the music ends and then it's the end of the film, right? So my inspiration was, you know, that 70s show, how that riff plays like that and it like ends the intro. I wanted it to end like a song was ending, right? So have one last chord, like the song was ending, and the song being Marty killing Ronnie, basically. So the ending part of it. That's it.
I love like hearing how much like thought you have into it, because it's not just like I want to have a sound just to have a sound. You're just like no, it's like he's was mixing the music before, but now he's dead, and now the music distorted. Like I love hearing that, man. That's so cool.
That's like the storytelling part of my brain, right? Because like I'm a huge nerd, right? So I like stories, and when I'm making music, I feel like I am creating not just music, because if I was just creating music, it'd sound just like every other person making music, right? I want it to be part of it, right? I want it to sound like it's him doing it, right? Like, because in my brain, if it sounds like he's doing it, then it sounds more fitting for the film, right? So when I make these things, I take a bunch of thought into, you know, why is this sound being played here? Music is not just a hearing thing. It could also paint pictures for you, right? So that's why I always ask, like, what color do you think your film is, and stuff like that, because to me, you're creating like a world, basically, where the music can kind of blanket it, right? Instead of being like just like a piece of sound that's just in there, right? I'm very happy that I had the opportunity to do that, so yeah.
Well, here's to more of them, man.
Yeah. Hopefully more awards, more things, and yeah, if you want me to make your music, let me know.
Oh, subtle plug!
It makes me uncomfy, but I love it.